Hello everyone and welcome back to Facts 365. Thanks for joining us. Here we celebrate weird and random facts concerning each day. Here are 10 facts about November 7th. Number 1. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapses due to high winds on November 7, 1940. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge was built in Washington during the 1930s and opened to traffic on July 1, 1940. Subsequent investigations and testing revealed that the bridge was vulnerable to vibrations generated by wind. When the bridge experienced strong winds from a certain direction, the frequency oscillations built up to such an extent that collapse was inevitable. Number 2. The Senate bombing was a terrorist attack that took place at the United States Senate on November 7, 1983, as a protest against United States military involvement in Lebanon and Grenada. The attack led to heightened security in the D.C. metropolitan area, and the inaccessibility of certain parts of the Senate building. Number 3. On November 7, 1944, Richard Sorge, a half-Russian, half-German Soviet spy, who had used the cover of a German journalist to report on Germany and Japan for the Soviet Union, is hanged by his Japanese captors. Number 4. On November 7, 2000, the U.S. presidential election ended in a statistical tie between Democrat Al Gore and Republican George W. Bush, only to be settled on December 12 by the U.S. Supreme Court after a bitter legal dispute. Number 5. In Russia on November 7, 1917, the Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, took over the Winter Palace and ended the rule of the post-Tsarist provisional government and transferred all powers to the communists in Russia. Number 6. Red Octane released Guitar Hero for PlayStation 2 in North America on November 7, 2005. While this was the first rhythm-based guitar game to hit US shelves, it wasn't the first to use a guitar-shaped controller. It was modeled off a game called Guitar Freaks, which was only released in Japan. Guitar Hero's developers were surprised by how wildly popular the game ended up being, as they merely thought it would be a fun game to create. Number 7. On November 7, 1991, basketball legend Earvin Magic Johnson stuns the world by announcing his sudden retirement from the Los Angeles Lakers, after testing positive for HIV. At the time, many Americans viewed AIDS as solely a gay white man's disease. Johnson, who is black and identifies as heterosexual, was one of the first sports stars to go public about his HIV-positive status. Number 8. On November 7, 1980, the actor Steve McQueen, one of Hollywood's leading men of the 1960s and 1970s, died at the age of 50 in Mexico, where he was undergoing an experimental treatment for cancer. It was later believed that the ruggedly handsome actor, who had an affinity for fast cars and motorcycles, might have been exposed to asbestos by wearing racing suits. Number 9. Jean Rosemary Shrimpton, born November 7, 1942, is an English model and actress. She was an icon of swinging London and is considered to be one of the world's first supermodels. She caused a sensation in Melbourne when she arrived for the Victoria Derby wearing a white shift dress made by Colin Rolfe which ended 13 centimeters above her knees. Number 10. Adam Devine, born November 7, 1983, is an American comedian, actor, producer and screenwriter. He played the role of Bumper in the musical films Pitch Perfect, and he had recurring sitcom roles as Andy Bailey in Modern Family. As always, thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow.